So of course, as we enter the fall/autumn months or the season, we think of our gourmands, we think of our woods, we think of our spices, our resins. How about our leathers? I looked at my collection. I have put together a list of the 10 best leather fragrances currently on the market. These are 10 of my favorites. They will not steer you wrong. I'm excited to share this list with you. Also let you know what makes these leather fragrances so great for the fall and autumn. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on these 10 best leather fragrances or perfumes for the fall, autumn, winter, whatever you want to make it, I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, top 10 videos like this, reviews on brand new releases, so on and so forth, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. I love my leather-based fragrances. One that I've been wearing for these past couple of weeks, and it's still quite warm here, so I need to give it a little bit more time before I bust it out again. It's actually one that I've worked on by Navitus Parfums, and it's called Emblaze. Emblaze has pink pepper, there's a little bit of cinnamon, there is leather, of course. This is a leather list after all. I love this fragrance so much. This one is dark, it's brooding, it's mysterious, it's a little bit on the gothic side of things. This one was actually inspired by the novel Fahrenheit 451. Anyway, I did a video on it when it released last year. I love this stuff, especially for this time of the year. I went on a camping trip to North Carolina and I brought this with me and I love it. I have so many good memories with it. I creatively directed it, you know, just full disclosure. There's also Duro by Nasomato. Alessandro Gottieri is the perfumer for this one. This is leather and oud. Of course, there's some resins in here. It's very smooth, it's warm, also very mysterious, very dark, very bold, very potent. Not as spicy as Emblaze. Emblaze is definitely on the spicy side of things with the pink pepper. There's coffee in here as well. Duro is definitely on that agarwood, warm, earthy side of things. Of course, if you want something on the sweet side of things, you also have Cherry Punk by Room 1015. I did a full review on this. This is cherry and leather. If you're familiar with the cherry accord in Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, that's what you're gonna get in this fragrance, except this one has more of that leathery dry down. It's more of kind of like a suede leather, to be honest with you. It's not very dark and aggressive. There are some really dark, spicy leathers on this list. I'm gonna let you know what they are as I reveal them. But this is definitely on the sweet, fruity side of things. That cherry note is so sensual. This stuff is awesome. Now, this is gonna be the darkest fragrance on this entire list. Of course, there's tuberose, there's some floral ingredients in here, there's a lot of cardamom, there's patchouli, there's some earthy ingredients. This one is PM or Producer Michael by Fragrance du Bois. This stuff is heavy. This stuff is very long lasting, one of the strongest fragrances in my entire collection. It's going to be the strongest fragrance on this entire list. So keep that in mind. But it's not the most mass appealing fragrance. And I say that because leather in and of itself, it's not going to cater to everybody's tastes, right? Scent is very subjective. Try it for yourself. I'm gonna leave links down below if I manage to source them online to where you can sample these fragrances so you don't have to commit to buying a full-size bottle. And you'll see in this list, we have a blend of designer and niche fragrances. Of course, we have Go Dolphin by Parfums de Marly. This smells like Tuscan leather by Tom Ford. Okay, so you're gonna get raspberry, you're gonna get leather. It's a very smooth, mysterious, elegant type of a fragrance. Not the most unique or original fragrance. There is glaring, similarity to, and an obvious similarity to Tuscan leather, but the performance on this one is very, very, very good. Marly fragrances perform incredibly well. Not as dark as Producer Michael. Producer Michael or PM is very spicy. Go Dolphin is not. Of course, we also have a leather and lavender combination. This one is Purple Suede. This one also has a little bit of that Tuscan leather personality, but of course more lavender, more aromatic, this creamy sandalwood. Of course, this one is by Goldfield and Banks. This is an Australian-based company. Also very, very good. I did a review on it. I actually reviewed all of these. So if you want to get my in-depth views on any of these fragrances, a quick, YouTube search would suffice here. This one I did not review yet, but I will now. It was a more recent acquisition of mine. Erba Leather by Sospiro. So when it comes to leather, this fragrance is on the fruity side of things. If you're familiar with Erba Pura, that fragrance has the sort of melon, passion fruit, dried fruits type of a vibe. This one, you add leather to it, and it does remind me of one of the Memo Paris leather fragrances. I'm not quite sure which one. There's a lot of them that I really, really enjoy, but this one is really good. Speaking of Memo Paris, we have Iberian Leather. This one has geranium, it has some florals, it has some woods, some spices. The leather is quite aggressive. And it's a leather very similar to the one that you'd find in Producer Michael. And of course, Producer Michael also smells a little bit like Complex by Bottega the Victorious. Iberian Leather, I'm wearing this one for the simple fact that it's the most recent leather that I've acquired. So I want to put it to use, especially this season, because I did pick it up a few months ago. And so I just want to spend more time wearing it. Of course, there's also Russian leather, there's African leather, Irish leather. I've tried and I own a lot of Memos, but Iberian Leather is going to be the one that, and by the way, it smells amazing. It's going to be the one that I'm going to be prioritizing these next few months. Of course, in the number 2 spot, I gotta mention this, guys. If I make a list and I don't mention this fragrance, you know, it just wouldn't end well for me. Drop your comment down below. Let me know which designer leather fragrance do you think I'm about to mention in the number 2 spot. And of course, I kind of alluded to Tuscan leather. This is not Tuscan leather because I have Dolphin, so it would be redundant, but I decided to include Ombre Leather. Ombre Leather, of course, it's a dry, you know, raspberry-less type of a leather. So if you want that raspberry leather combination, of course, you're going to go with Dolphin. Of course, if you want that dry, very smooth, velvety, mysterious leather, you're going to go with Ombre Leather. And as you can see, they all have something quite different about them. Emblaze is a spicy coffee leather. Duro is agarwood. We have cherry in cherry punk. Of course, we have a very spicy, you know, patchouli type of a leather with this one. You have an aromatic lavender leather with the Goldfield and Banks purple suede, a fruity leather with the Sospiro, and then of course you have the geranium and some other earthy ingredients in Iberian Leather. Now the fragrance in the number 1 spot is a boozy leather. There's also a bit of vetiver, there's some earthy ingredients in here. It's on the masculine side of things. It is warm, it is earthy, it's dry, right? So it's not sweet, it's not moist in any way. It's a very dry type of a leather. It's elegant, it's mysterious, it's complex, it's sophisticated. It's one of my favorites. I've had this bottle in my collection for a while now. And if you're looking for a boozy leather, you have to try this one. This one has the rum in it. So it's basically rum and leather, and I'm probably going to make this my scent of the day. I'm already wearing a little bit of Orion by Tiziana Terenzi, but I'll spray this on top of it. It doesn't matter. This fragrance is amazing, right? I did a review. I think I did a review on this one. If I didn't, I'm going to prioritize that. By Kilian Paris, it's called Dark Lord. This fragrance is perhaps one of the best leather fragrances that you can own. The only thing is I suspect people are not going to buy it just for the leather. They're going to buy it for the complexity. So it has the leather, it has the spiciness, it has the booze of the rum, it has the earthy ingredients. I personally pick up on a touch of vetiver as well, and I'm not a fan of vetiver, but I love this one. Dark Lord by Kilian Paris, exceptionally well done, and I know, I'm pretty confident Scent Split carries this fragrance. It's not a sponsored video, but I am going to leave a link down below if you're interested in just getting a sample of it. I know Kilian has a lot. Blue Moon Ginger Dash. Of course, there's Back to Black and, you know, Straight to Heaven. There's so many amazing fragrances from the house of Kilian Paris. Dark Lord is one that you must try for the fall and winter. Look, thank you so much for joining me today. Why don't you go ahead, drop your comments down below. Let me know, what is your favorite leather-based fragrance, especially specifically dealing with one that you might want to wear in the fall and winter months. Of course, there's also a fragrance by A Lab on Fire called L'Anonyme. I love that fragrance. That's a suede leather fragrance with a little bit of geranium and some bergamot, and it's composed by Olivier Polge. But you know what? I like wearing that in the warmer weather because it has a lot of citrus in it. These are fragrances with leather specifically for the fall and winter. Let me know which ones you're looking forward to wearing. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys took something of value from this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.